Hello and welcome back. My name is Tuxedo Ian, and we are getting back into our playthrough of Book of Hours. And when we last left off, we had completed Numa and the first day of spring of our second year. We've got a few new skills. We've upped our Inks of Containment level a few bits, so we should be able to make some Catwink a lot easier now. And we're going to dive right back in and see what we can get done today. Let's go. As I've demonstrated, and this is just explaining what I've already demonstrated, you can use a lesson from any skill as long as it matches an aspect of the skill you're upgrading. Everything is remembered. Hush House endures. So we are preparing to use this last Sights and Sensations to upgrade our Inks of Containment to level 4. And after that we will need some, we have this foresight memory. And we can use that to upgrade pyroglyphics. We can use our Faust for that. Always more to learn. And we finished fixing and mending with our metal. And we're probably going to need the metal to do the next pyroglyphics upgrade, so we will go ahead and rest. And it is spring again, so we have been served a slice of stargazy pie with us pilchard heads poking cheekily through the hot crust. We have some sun. So let's see, does that give us anything? We can get to... Well, Chandler's Wish would require us using the other bottle of Ashatine. So we will hold off on that for the moment, I think. But on the other hand... Well, yeah, we don't have a lantern desk available at the moment. So actually, we could use the Sunny for our next level of pyroglyphics, so we just need one more memory for that. Pyroglyphics level 2 gives us 3 Forge and 2 Lantern. Yeah, still a little bit of ways there. Alright. So we have our 3 memories we'll be using to upgrade Inks of Containment. So we have the Salt, the Regret, Confounding Parable, and the Lesson. Another fruit plucked from Knowledge's tree. Improve this skill to level 4. Our metal is better now. Alright, so we need one more lesson, one more pyroglyphics bit here. So we need either lantern or... So we can get lantern from Locksmith's Dream. And there we go. Inks of Containment is now level 4, so we just need to apply 1 moon, and we can make Catwink with anything. So just as demonstration of that, well, we need a desk with moon. And I think I'll drop this bottle of Lambig by our bed, so we have it handy. And let's grab our lunar globe. So we can come over here. So we have a moon desk, so we can apply Inks of Containment. We can apply... Well, we need one of those. need to use the desk down here for that. Because this is our desk that takes moons, so we can use the lunar globe as an accessory for that to make some catwink. Alright, so we can then take... Let's see, where is Pyroglyphics hiding? Ah, there it is. Pyroglyphics, add the sun, and Revelation, and our metal. And we can upgrade that to level 3. And now this desk is free. So we can apply our core, we can apply Inks of Containment, and we can apply the lunar globe, and we can make catwink for free now. So we'll make a couple bottles of that so we can start writing some invitations and learning some more languages. There we go, Pyroglyphics at level 3, Forge 4, Lantern 3. And we will rest our metal once again so that we can start reading that level 10 book, because I think we have the ability to get there now. While I'm thinking about it, so we don't know exactly where Walter DeWolf falls in the lineup, but what we can do is we can investigate. We can use our Arab and find out a little bit more about good old Walter. Alright, so we have made some catwink. The smell of catwink puts off vermin, but it is difficult to read in sunlight. An ink of containment. So that gives us some moon and scale, but it also will allow us to start writing some invitations. So we will go ahead and we will... Whoop, not exactly what I meant to do, but maybe we can find use for that revelation. So now here's what we can do and how we can make an invitation. So we apply papers and some ink, and then we just add enough of whatever element we need to invite somebody. So if we wanted to do Arthur Moore, we could apply Auroral Contemplations. Actually, this would get us either Arthur Moore or Chima. We know, but we don't want that one. We do want Moon, because that lets us call either Connie or Yvette. And Connie can teach us Kilisimi, and Yvette can teach us Ericapayan. So we'll call Connie first. Because we have several books in Kilisimi that we would probably like to read. Walter DeWolf, who found Hush House a drafty castle and left it a stately home, but will always be remembered for his cowardice, his sorrow, and his son Brian's treachery. Okay, so let's look at our niches and see what we have to work with. So, who saw what had not yet passed, who commanded the raising of this stair, who was mocked more than he merited. So I think that is going to... I think Thomas is the one who was second baron. Because we had Hendrik and we had Thomas. I think that this one is Walter. And we got a memory sight. The eye sees more than the heart knows. Alright, let's see then. What do we have to work with here? Okay, so if we're going to invite Connie, which we have, we will post this at the post office. Patience, thus the mountain awaits the fall of the snow, thus Monday awaits the death of the weekend, thus the postmistress waits for me to purchase the necessary stamp. Stamp, envelope, send. The postmistress examines the letter and deems it sufficient. It'll go with the next post, she assures me. And Connie, incoming? Did Connie receive my invitation? Alright, our metal has been refreshed. So, let's go back to our forge desk here. The Ambrose desk. And we can attempt to read Temptations of Architecture with metal. And then we have four forge from that. And Pyroglyphics at 5 forge gives Westcott's compounds. Is there a... We need a forge memory. So we can use our shaft to get us a forge memory. There we go, Book of Cinders. And no, I haven't forgotten we also have some Stargall up here. And we have this bottle of Perunculate. Now, we cannot use Perunculate to write invitations because, as you can see, it is deadly. Use gloves to read text produced with this pigment. So, wouldn't be very nice to invite people with ink that kills them when they read it, would it? There we go, Catwink. And there's Connie. Connie has received our invitation. Librarian, I'm here on bureau business. So we can give her a Spintria, and she can teach us in Kilisimi. My visitor can teach me the rudiments of this woven language. And there is our memory foresight. So we will grab our book, our metal, our foresight. And all of these are 4 forge, so we're still 2 forge shy. Is there a... Let's see, is there anything that we have that can fit in there? Ah, Stargall. Stargall gives us 1 more point of forge, so all we need is 1 further point. So we can go ahead and start that. And we will need another forge memory, possibly. So we can use our core and reread this book again to get another memory of foresight. Alright, there's some more Catwink for us. And we forgot we went over our limit there, so we'll drop our pears here for the moment, because we're kind of running real low on room in the kitchen. And we'll drop our molly. Actually, we do have room there. We'll drop the molly there. And put our copper pears down here. And the other copper pears on the next shelf. Grab our Catwink. Alright, let's see. So we have someone else we can send for now, so we'll add our... And this time we will call Yvette, so that we can learn Ericapayan. And we'll make one more bottle of Catwink. Oh, and we almost completely forgot we had this room over here that we opened up. The Vestibulum Transitus. Vestibulum Transitus was the wry name the Curia gave this structure. Before then, it was Valentine's Bridge, the sheltered crossing beyond which Baron Valentine's solitude was assured. So we have three Dawn Period books, 3 Solar Period books, 4 Baronial Period books, 3 Curia, and 3 Nocturnal. So one thing we are going to do is we are going to save one of each copy here, because there are some books that you can only get if you do not if you do not catalog all of the books that are present in Hush House. I don't think we'll get to that point, but I may continue this save file after I'm done just to try and unlock. They're what are called multitudinous books that allow you to reread them multiple times. We also have 2 vases of gorse, as Cornish a plant as any, an urn of ashes, and a year tally, a chitty worth an additional year of life, scrupulously obtained through carefully balanced thaumaturgic attention to the cindered tally of the madrigad. And we've opened up 2 new rooms here. We have the Shrouded Space. If the wards on this place were real, they would be heavy curtains of black velvet that stung the gazing hand. They aren't real in any meaningful sense of the word. I'll still need to dispose of them before I can enter safely. We'd need 10 moon or 10 winter, so that would be a job for Mr. Kill. Squawkful Logia. Birds crowd every corner of this place, glaring at me with malevolent yellow eyes. Guano cakes the walls and feathers drift the floor. Something has drawn them here. It'll need to be dealt with. Once it has, this place will take an awful lot of cleaning. I can quite imagine. 9 rows or 9 skies. So that would be a job for Mr. Kill with his sky, or for the barber with their rows. Or we can figure out something to get those to anybody else. Let's see. Can we get Father Timothy here? We would need to get our Faust healed up, which is just about to trigger. And then we would need to get him to 6 knock. That might be a little tricky. Or, actually... Okay, so we have our Memory Foresight. We will dream on that to keep it and ready it for when this thing triggers. And we will need Soul or Ubisunt. So we do not have any more Forged Soul, because we don't have the shaft ready. But we might get it with Ubisunt. I'm not I can't remember which ones Ubisunt gives. Yeah, we have some rain, grail, and nectar. We have an offer from Oriflammes. Exercises in the continuity of self. Techniques proposed by the Hostorium, the most inaccessible and upsetting of the libraries of the Watchman's Tree, for the persistence of memory after the body is discarded. Gives us rhyme and remembrance, and it's 8, and it only needs 2 tally, so we have 2 gold spintria, so we'll go ahead and purchase that because we can read that right away. Alright, so let's see what the Ubisunt is going to give us the point of forge that we need. Or alternately, well, not just yet, because we still have some there. So what we are going to do today, I think we are going to hire... Yes, we're going to hire Denzel to work with us today. Catwink. Ubisunt. Where are my kindred? Where is the giver of treasure? Where are the benches to bear us? Joys of the hall to bring us together? This mood increases certain aspects. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me any forge. It gives, looks like it gives edge, scale, sky, and winter. The mysteries in this have defeated me. I can always try again later. And we get a memory hindsight for even though we failed. So, is there anything we can do with that? We have some winter. Well, we'll be able to read this new winter book we just got. And Connie is just about finished teaching us how to read Kilisimi. I've learned enough to puzzle out books in this language, though it might be slow going. If there is speech in nowhere, if there is a language used by the dead, if the House of the Moon has a native tongue, then it must be Kilisimi. If none of this is true, it is still not a language to be spoken in daylight. Each word breathes woe. Read it, as they say, and weep. So it has 1 moon and 2 winter. So let's look at our books we have that are written in Kilisimi. We have the Berry Book, which is 8 nectar. 2 wombs, 1 heart, which is 8 heart. The Deaths of the Moon, which is 8 moon. And the Wound Wounds, which is 18 edge. None of those are immediately reachable with what we have, I think, but I think we might be able to get to Deaths of the Moon. Because let me see, we have, so... Yes, so what we will do is we will read a 7th voice to get another confounding parable, to get some moon aspect. I think we can get to 8 moon there. And we now have Denzel's assistance, so we will talk to Denzel and exalt him with the memory foresight. And let's see, we have... What do we have down here that would have forge in it? Some Dawnline coffee. We can make some of that. Evening Isles coffee. Come over here. While that's brewing, we can brew some coffee. We can use our FET for that. Permit the potential here to express itself. And we can do the other packet of coffee as well. Or we have actually the Lapsang Suchong, which we already have made up. We have a pot here in the... Yes. That gives us 2 forge, so that will be enough to get him to 6. And offer him something to drink, which will give him enough forge that he can open up the foundry here. There's our confounding parable. And Evening Isles coffee gives 2 lantern and forge and a little bit of rose. So let's see then. Go ahead and let this... Okay, so we have that 1 book, so we need Moon Desk, which would be the reading room. We can add Deaths of the Moon. We can add the Tryst. Confounding Parable. Magaphine Mysteries, and that gets us to 8. And then we also need to add Kilisimi so that we can actually read it. I can master this mystery. Actually, we don't even need the tryst. We can use our core and save the tryst for later, for something else. Because these 3 give us enough. And so we are reading The Deaths of the Moon, a historical tract on various forms of survival after death. And this will teach us about snow stories. That'll be a new skill we don't have yet. The Oriflammes has given us exercises in the continuity of self. So we can pop that onto our to-read shelf and get our change, a 10 Spentria. Occult treasures are purchased with occult coins. Spentria. 10 Spentria usually display a wild face on the reverse side. Shouting, screaming, or singing. Alright. So we can now put Denzel to work and open up the forge here. This room has not only been abandoned, but vandalized. Someone has smashed the place up and scrawled W signs on the wall in blood and soot. I'll need skilled assistance to return it to use. We can get that working. And let's see, is there anything we can do with this rain? I think once we finish this book here, we'll be able to read the berry book, because I think we can get to 8 nectar. Yes, because we have spices and savors that gives us 5. That would get us to 7, and the knife would get us to 9, so that's more than enough. So while we're doing that, we can send off this letter to Yvette. And she'll be able to teach us Ericapean. And we might as well do some work at the Sweet Bones with the Whist. And we can use our core to draw up some water from the well. Alright, so we finished reading The Deaths of the Moon. When the heart no longer beats, the grail may keep the spirit in the body, and an appetite is indicated to sustain. Alukites are the best known, but not the only of this nature. This is the waning moon mode. The full moon mode is the intensification of one element of the soul to the point where ordinary sustention is unstable. Our protector, the generous of hosts, began of this nature, and its generosity remains ungentle. It is possible for the body's health or the heart's core to outpace the other elements, so that a static mode becomes impossible and growth proceeds in dramatic stages until balance remanifests. So that has given us a memory of salt and some snow stories lessons. So we will mark this with salt to remind us that that's what it teaches. And we can move it over to our red books area. We'll put it down here. And before we get into reading the next book with Kilisimi, let's go ahead and assign Kilisimi to level 1 of the skill tree, so we can put it in either Bosk or Skolakoscopy. So let's see what those two have to say. The Weaver's Tale. There is a prophecy among weavers of one who will unwisely seek to find the future in a tapestry of her own hair. Her house will grow dark, shrouded in the labyrinths of her tresses. Pilgrims will seek her in the cellar of her house, where she will plead with them to cut her free. They will always fail, and she will always devour them. At last one will come who will ask instead to stay with her. Others will join them until the house becomes a palace, and the palace a city below the world, where all are welcome, and in the tapestry all truths are revealed. And this would give us a health, or we can assign it to Skolakoscopy. The Carpenter's Tale. There is a prophecy among carpenters. A master of their kind will resolve, unwisely, that the coffins he shapes are too beautiful to sully with corpses. He will steal trinkets from the dead. He will ask the help of smiths and jewelers, and day and night he will labor to shape something worthy of his work. At last he will tire of his task and offer his breath to the shape in the casket. When it accepts, it will rise from the coffin and pronounce itself king. It will rule by fear, or fear will destroy it. In either case, its maker will have no coffin and no grave, and his name will be lost. And this would give us another Arab. I think at this point having another health might be more beneficial, because that would give us the ability to harvest from our gardens more. So we will assign that to here, and that will open up level 2 of Skolakoscopy. If we did assign it to Skolakoscopy, the Arab would give us some more Grail power, and it would open up level 2 of Nyctodromy. So I think what we'll do is we will assign this here to... Well, we already have that one open here, so we might as well skip... Because I think we have something we can assign to level 2 here. Yeah, we do. We have Pearl and Tide we could put there, which would give us a health. But this one would at least allow us to open up level 2 of Nyctodromy and Skolakoscopy. So we'll go ahead and do that. Do double duty there. Let's see, what do we have that could fit into level 2 there? Well, let's organize by level here. We could put Watchman's Paradoxes there, which would give us Fet. We recognize the dream places that the Watchman shows us, though we have never seen them before. Perhaps we were something else when we saw them. This paradox is fundamental to Nyctodromy. Or we could put it into Illumination from light. Our dreams are shadows cast by the Watchman's light, so we perceive him even in our shadow. This is Illumination. I think... Let's see, what else could we put there? We could put Sights and Sensations. The end. The artist knows their every work could be improved. The artist understands perfect work exists nowhere. To go nowhere, to go below the world, is not an easy journey. But there the artist could achieve their utmost. Nyctodromy is the way to perfection. Or this could also go into Hushery. The artist knows their every work could be improved. The artist understands perfect work can never be completed. Perfection exists only as absence. Hushery understands this. And that would give me another Whist. I think this one probably giving us another Fet is more to our use at this moment. So we will grab, or let's see what else could fit in there. Ragged Crossroads. Nope. Could go to Skolakoscopy. At the threshold, every regret is a threshold, and every threshold can be crossed in both directions. A Skolakoscopist knows that no threshold need remain inviolate. That would give us Shapt, and assigning it to Illumination. Every regret is a lesson. We cannot change what is past, but neither should we wish to. Regret is Illumination. I think the Ragged Crossroads, I think having another Shapt might be worthwhile, because we already have this Plagued Shaft, so this would give us a regular Shaft, which would give us another piece of Forge. So we'll assign that there. And then Rhyme and Remembrance can either go to Birdsong or Skolakoscopy. I think we'll wait and assign that to Birdsong once we can get that up to level 3, because we need a level 2 Horomachistry to open up level 3 Birdsong. But we do have some level 1s that we could put there, because otherwise Birdsong, there's no other way to get there. So Sky Stories could go there, or there. Or... Emberry and Lapidary could go there, or there. I think we'll hold off on assigning anything there, because I don't need those extra soul fragments of those types just yet, I don't think. Not that hurting for Fet at the moment. And the other ones I think we want to wait until we have some openings. So Sickle and Eclipse could go to Preservation or Nyctodrome. So we could put Sickle and Eclipse here and get another Shapt. Unwise words unlocked unwise doors. We can use wise words to lock them. This is a matter of Nyctodromy. Nyctodromy would also go into Preservation. Secret, safe. Let's keep night things in the night so that day things can walk in the day. That's Preservation. That would give us another core. We're kind of stocked up on core at the moment, so we could use it here to get another Shapt, which might actually be handy. But I'll hold off on that for now, because we don't know what we'll need for salons later. So we'll hold up on doing that. But we do have another Shapt available to us. So that would allow us to read. I think we can get to on imperfections here. Let's see what we can do with Shapt. Or first off, let's start learning snow stories, which will be yet another moon and winter skill. Okay, so let's see if we applied our Shapt. And let's see, what do we have? We have Edict's Liminal gives us 3, and Preliminal Eater gives us 4. We could use the Occult Scrap, which would get us to 8. However, we don't have anything to get us to 10 just yet. So I think we'll hold off on that. At least until we have a full day to try and maybe get some memories or something. Let's see. Well, we might as well make another bottle of Catwink while we're thinking about it. Inks of Containment and Dendritic Core makes Catwink. Okay, so now, and then we'll put this, there we go. Move it back there. Now we can start reading the Berry Book. So this one we can kind of, we have to again kind of trick our way into it. Because we don't have a nectar disc now, so we need to apply spices and savors because it is forge and will fit in here. So that gets us 5, 6, 7. And we need our health. Well, we can't use our health there. But the memory brain is the problem. Now let's see. Is there any way we can get around that? Can't apply spices and savors there. Can't apply it there. Can't apply it there. But we'd have to take a chance and see if we could get the weather aspect, but it's starting to become end of the day. So I don't know that we'd have time for the minute timeout. I think we'll hold off on that until we get the next rainy day coming at us, or until we can find a nectar desk. I think the next thing we're going to do is we're going to try and get Father Timothy to come in here and open up this atrium. So let's see, we have some memories we can carry into tomorrow. Let's see, that needs winter or moon. That would give us winter. We'll hold on to the salt for now because it's a little more versatile. Alright, so snow stories, and we'll go ahead and bump that up to level 2. Use our Tryst. And our whist has made us another 6 pence, helping with letters. Let's see. Alright, so Dr. Yvette has received our invitation. And we can start talking to her. Hello there, got a moment? We can give her our Spintria, and she can tutor us on Ericapean. My visitor can teach me the rudiments of this elegant language, with its name so notoriously difficult to spell in any language, including itself. And then we can also write her another letter, so that she can teach us that other language she knows, Kernavek Hinavek. Right. Alright, some more Catwink. Snow Stories is level 2. So let's see, where can we plug Snow Stories in? Snow Stories can go to Birdsong or Hushery. Still all the winds, still every beating tongue. Now still the mirrored moon, the sea's cauldron. When nothing's left, then nothing is undone. Hushery. Medusa's riddle first. What is not seen? The night, the heart, the moon, the day. Between. The palest key, the birth-scarred coil queen. This is Birdsong. Nothing. Neither of those really entices me to end. We can wait until we get Nickstrom or Hushery opened up to level 2 for that. And we'll see what Ericapean, where it can fit into the... Little water splashes on the stones of the well to nourish the mosses there. And we can put this in here for now. We have some clouds today, so moon and moth. Not really. 1 point of each of those is not really going to do much, I don't think. But I think we might be able to get 2 wombs, 1 heart today. So let's see. We need a heart memory. So we can do Solace. So Traveling at Night Volume 2 will give us a Solace. There's our salt. I'm curious, since she's already here, if we tried to send her another letter... she's already... I don't know if that would work or not, so I'm not going to waste a penny trying it. Alright, so there's our Memory of Solace. So we'll come down to our heart desk down here. We will add 2 wombs, 1 heart. A fanciful account by Thirza Blake of the early life of the twins, their time as mortals before they became ours, or even long, in a dry kingdom beyond the Western Sea, which Thirza suggests might have been ancient Mexico. So we need Core and Magaphine Mysteries. Gets us to 5. Kilisimi. Our Memory of Solace gets us to 7. And the Mixing Bowls will get us to 8. And we are onwards! I can master this mystery. Oh, and we wanted to get Reverend Timothy out today. So we will get his attention. Actually, we'll use our Shep because we need him to have lantern power. Reverend Timothy enjoys thoughtful conversation, prayer, and tea, and he'll offer his assistance in return for a 1 shilling donation to church funds. We do appreciate the contribution. Reverend Timothy, rector of Brancrook, ordained by the Church of the Unconquered Sun, a learned man, blessed in the tally, the gate, and the light. So as soon as Yvette is finished teaching us how to read Ericapean, we will start teaching him about the wonders of the sun and the lantern so that we can get him to open up this area up here. Our reading proceeds apace. Goodbye, Dr. Southey. I've learned enough to puzzle out books in this language, though it might be slow-going. Ericapean, a language of surpassing beauty and elusiveness, revealed through the ecstatic apprehensions of the Orphics, the Eleusinians, and the Sibyls of the Rhine. Ericapean, these mystics claimed, allow the elaboration of hues, sensations, and states of mind too subtle for grosser tongues. So we can apply that to illumination or to hushery. So let's get Reverend Timothy. We can use our Faust to boost him up to level 4, and then we can use the mirror scope over here to get him to level 5, which is all we need to open up the shadowed atrium. This has long been a holy place, but in the absence of prayers, other influences have crept in. I'll need help to purify it, step by step. So let's see, we can go to our skill web here, and Ericapean can go to Hushery, the King in the Mirror. Excuse me. There is a story told by students of silence that a great and golden king held the only key to his deepest prison cell. One day he gave the key to his minister and offered him a choice, to submit to execution or to visit the cell and tell him what he found there. The minister made the wiser choice and returned to show the king what he had found in the cell, a mirror. Then I release you, the king declared. The minister left the palace that same day. His reflection, of course, said nothing at all. Or we can assign it to illumination. The king and the key. There is a story told by students of light that a great and golden king held the only key to his deepest prison cell. One day he asked his minister to make 8 copies and distribute them among the people. But sire, the minister said, if a rebel contrives to enter our palace, might they not release their confederates? They might, answered the king, but all kingdoms fall, and one day I might myself seek release from that cell. And that would give us another Faust. I think having another Tryst would probably be worthwhile, because having a little bit more Moon and a little bit more Moth and Moon would probably be handy, and it would open up level 2 of Hushery. So we will assign Ericapean there. And then for level 2 of Hushery, we have several things that can fit in there. We can fit Watchman's... no, that goes to Nyctodromy. Hushery, we could fit Snow Stories in and get us a Whist. We could fit Sights and Sensations in, which would give us a Whist. Or we could fit Oronoscopy in, which would give us another Tryst. Oronoscopy could also go here. Peace. If night is peace, then dawn is battle, when the sun drives the stars from the sky. A day might come when the sun's victory is not assured. The battles of heaven are a matter of horomachistry. Wisdom. If the stars are wisdom, then dawn is ignorance. A day might come when there is no dawn. Oronoscopy should be numbered among the night arts. I'm not sure which one we want to go with there. Either one of those doesn't really appeal to me at the moment. Snow Stories seems like it would be the better fit there. Or possibly Sights and Sensations. Or we could assign that one there and get us some Fet. And Snow Stories could go... Yeah, I think we'll do Snow Stories there to get us another piece of whist. And we'll do Sights and Sensations over here to get us another piece of fet. Let's see. Do we have anything that can go in level 3? Could do Rhyme and Remembrance or Edict's Liminal. Don't think we need another Arab right now, though. So we'll hold off on that. Do we have anything level 3 Hushery? No. Level 3 Nyctodromy. We could do Edict's Liminal. There's a prophecy of a glorious city that mortals could raise, but the hours of the chancel have decreed that it will not exist. The decrees of the chancel are not defied, but now and then they have been circumvented. And we might conceive that a city with walls of shining flint could be raised in dreams in the Mansus. This would be Nyctodromy. There is a prophecy of a glorious city that mortals could raise, but the hours of the chancel have decreed that it will not exist. The decrees of the chancel are not defied, but now and then they have been circumvented. And we might conceive that city with walls of shining solicite could be raised nowhere, in the darkness below dreams. This would be Skolakoscopy. I think we'll hold off on that for now. Is there anything we could put here in Bosk level 2? We could put Pearl and Tide. Get another health. That's the only one, because, yeah, we don't want to use Spice Savers there yet. We could do Sickle and Eclipse here in Preservation to get another core. We could do Hill and Hollow in Preservation, which would get us another health. Or it could go here to Birdsong and get us another core. I think we'll hold off on that for the moment. What we've got is getting better at getting us what we need. Okay, so we have some winter stuff now. So we can read Exercises in the Continuity of Self as soon as we get a winter memory here. So we will use our Shapt and Lady Eva's Repose to get another winter memory. My assistant and I are vigilant. Gonna hand him the mirror scope. Get his lantern up to 5. And we finished reading 2 Wombs, 1 Heart. It is widely known that the sister was rich and the witch poor. It is widely known that the witch loved the sister first. It is not widely known that the witch was first employed to teach the sister the arts of embroidery. Although Thyrza is probably just making up much of the story, there are long passages expounding notable techniques of weave work and thread fight. In particular, when witch and sister flee across the sea to be together, Thyrza explains how they fashioned a peace weave with Heart and these arts, and then, to tame the winds, called on Heart again to swaddle the thunder in the peace weave. So there we have another hint as a recipe for Heart using the stitching and binding. I've gained more understanding of stitching and binding. Gives us a Heart and neck and sky skill. And it has taught us Memory Satisfaction. So we will note down Memory Satisfaction there. Move that to our foreign languages red shelf. So we can gain stitching and binding. Alright, so there is our winter memory. So we will grab this new book that we acquired. Bring it to the desk. Add memory. Yep, and that gets us to 9. So we can read this book, and we will get another lesson on Rhyme and Remembrance. And Reverend Timothy is now Lantern 5. So he can open up this room up here for us. Alright, stitching and binding. Nothing is entirely broken nor entirely whole, not so long as we have our needles. Heart and sky. We can assign it to ithistry or preservation, and it's effective against infestations. Well, we have the ability to level it up one more time, so we will go ahead and do that. So we need heart or sky. We have heart with our core, our dendritic core. We can get that up to level 2. Alright, so let's see what stitching and binding can get us in the skill web. So we can go to ithistry or preservation. Preservation would give us some core. A deft enough binding might heal anything. Flesh, spirit, song, stone, that would be preservation. To ithistry would give us whist. A deft enough binding might contain anything. Flesh, spirit, gods, light. That would be ithistry. Interesting. I don't think we need a whist or a core right now. We've got 2 of each. Well, we've got 3 core already. So I think we'll go ahead and get the day finished out here and see what we can do. Might as well send that next letter to Yvette again and have her come teach us that other language she knows, Kerouac Henavec. Kerouac Henavec, yep. And we have finished reading Exercises in the Continuity of Self. Techniques proposed by the Hostorium, the most inaccessible and upsetting of the libraries of the Watchman's Tree, for the persistence of memory after the body is discarded. The soul element whist is regarded as the fundamental value of the individual. All other soul elements, it is implied, may potentially be discarded, as can the individual itself. The Hostorium expresses grudging respect for the hour called Elegiast, who calls each of the dead by name, but also concern over the Elegiast's subtlety when it comes to inspire particular interpretations of histories. The Hostorium proposes the use of nowhere energies in distracting or discouraging the Elegiast, in order to assure that the persistence of history remains unalloyed. We get 2 memories of rhyme and remembrance, so we can boost up 2 different skills if we wanted to. So I think what we're going to do is we will assign one of those to Inks of Containment. Unfortunately, I don't think we have what we need, even with the clouds. We would need 1 more memory. And I don't think we... yeah, we're not in time to get anything, but we can save the hindsight. And we can start reading enough, so that will give us 1. We need 3 more memories. So we can use a core here and get Lady Eva's Repose. We can use our Shapt with a Silent Voice, which will give us Moon, our 7th voice. And then we can come up here with the other core, and we can reread oh, we can reread Hush House Lectures because that gives us intuition. And we need to read and see what it says anyway, because we forgot to read it. There's Yvette. And we will give her another Spintria, and she will teach us in Kernavek Hinavik. My visitor can teach me the rudiments of this forgotten language. And Reverend Timothy has finished his work. He has opened up the atrium. In 1651, Musgrave de Wolf endowed the atrium with a shrine to St. Genarius of the Gate. Musgrave was a pious man, but also a Puritan, so this grand shrine was a little unusual. St. Genarius is also an unusual choice, but he is the patron saint of boundaries, and the de Wolfs were often said in some sense to be marcher lords charged with the keeping of the boundaries. yet another interesting situation, because if they were on if they were on the coast of Britain, what were they marching against? Or what were they holding the borders of? So in here we have an atrium chair, reserved for latecomers, non-believers, and the pensive. We have 2 Aglofotis scented candles, which give heart, knock, lantern, and rose. We have 2 watchful candles, which give lantern. And we have the Shrine of St. Genarius. St. Genarius is the name which was wounded, the name of exceptions, the little god at the door, which can craft with rose, sky, heart, or knock. Devotions can take several things, and this is a place where we can use marks at. And remembrance can use various things as well. But I think at that point we are going to call it for the day. We have opened up 2 new rooms, which we'll investigate later. The Gloomy Stair and the Darkened Church, both of which it looks like we're going to need Reverend Timothy. Well, this one we can open up with Denzel, and we'll need Reverend Timothy's help, or Mrs. Kill's help for that one. So at that point, we will go ahead and call it a day. Thank you for joining me. If you've enjoyed the story so far and the game, please feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe if you want to see more. And I will catch you all on the next video.